1v1. Fedrid Folly, blue side. We've got Rataxas plays a Techmarine, starts out range combat, does some good damage, can also support with structures and repair, deal with enemy vehicles quite nicely. And up against on the red side is Tex, plays a Lictor Alpha melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt with some awesome offense and a little bit of support too. And Tex coming out the gate with double Hormogaunts. Rataxas with a tactical marine squad, durable heavy infantry, very versatile as they get up through the tiers and can get specialized weapons. I used to run double Hormogaunts and double warriors when I played Lictor Alpha. We'll see what Tex goes for here. More scouts for Rataxas, quite a traditional build for Space Marines in tier 1. We have both natural VPs towards the northwest corner and southeast. They contested victory point. Scouts using their mobility to cap it now. Hormogaunts capping up mid. Lictor Alpha has found himself a tactical marine on the end of his flesh hook and is now biting him in the face and smacking him around with his big ass claws. They turn to engage. He's now infiltrated, partially revealed, which means he takes 20% less damage from ranged weapons, which, as you can see, makes him really annoying. He's tanking these scouts and these tactical marines and coming in and out of infiltration. 2-to-1 cap for Rataxas, purely incidental at this stage. There is a garrison there they could take. Don't think he's going to get a model here. If he does, that would be nuts. He's waiting for the cooldown for his flesh hook, I think, which is 60 seconds now, of course. Used to be 70. It was changed quite a while ago now. Hormogaunts chasing these scouts. Melee squad, light infantry. Flame resistant though. Much like Banshees and Catachans and Sluggers. 8 models. They can be pretty dangerous, especially with their adrenal glands, catching assault marines in retreat or something like that.
We are suffering heavy losses.
Tactical marines capping here. Someone suffered a heavy loss. These scouts lost a model, most likely to the flesh hook. And look how much XP that got the Lictor Alpha there. Since nothing else touched that scout, he got the full XP. And that filled up a third of his bar pretty much. Warrior Brood is up for Tex and he's going double warriors. Heavy infantry squad act as a detector, as you can see by the eye decorator there. Hormogaunts eating a shotgun blast and almost wiped out. Here come the warriors. These guys have power melee and leap into combat. As you see, there's some very good passive disruption from these guys. Kraken bolts from the tactical marines forcing these guys off. They do 20% more damage to heavy infantry when they use their Kraken bolts for 10 seconds. A starting ability of theirs. Now they're hitting gens with their bolters alongside the Techmarine, who does some good damage with his default weapon. Are we going to see double Barb Stranglers here, or is he keeping these guys melee? Surely he's going to keep at least one melee so we can get his melee synapse out in tier 2. Where's that Lictor Alpha? He's idle right now, towards the northwest. There's the flesh hook on a scout again. And look at the XP bar fly up. Over half a level, and all he's done is 2 flesh hooks. 452, 462, 2-to-1 cap for red team. Warrior Brood not letting his tactical marines go, trying to get a model here, but they're cutting it a bit close. Is that double shotgun scouts? It is. The 3rd scout squad without an upgrade. Their default bolters don't do a lot of damage, but they are seriously mobile. When you get the shotguns, it can be a really good little skirmish unit. Don't underestimate the damage of those shotguns. These guys are getting a sergeant, and there's that shotgun blast, knockback damage and suppression, and they're gonna get shot to pieces here. Techmarines there. Here comes some more Hormogaunts, another shotgun blast. Rataxas dealing with the melee Tyranids very well. Tech's a bit fragmented. He hasn't gone in with his Hormogaunts alongside his warriors yet. He's going triple warriors here. This is insane. This is literally insane. He might have to get triple shotguns and maybe some mastercrafted bolter bionics action as well. He needs to really step up his anti-melee counters. There's a beautiful grenade by those scouts. With the Warrior Brood leaping in like that, it can leave them open to grenades. 417453. There's the Kraken bolts from the tactical marines, which does affect their melee attacks, but now they're caught by 2 warrior squads. This warrior squad can turn around in retreat path, maybe get another model. Relatively lucky there to get away with 2 models. Scouts also going to get caught, are they? Devastator's on the way for Rataxas, which is another way, of course, to deal with melee, especially blobs of melee. He's going to need to try and keep his stuff spread out if he wants to just rush the Devastators here. Tex, he's going to cap his natural back with the Lictor Alpha. Warrior Brood capping the wreck point. This is the fresh, undamaged Warrior Brood. He's now got some XP going for his other Warrior Brood. The Hormagaunts have no XP at all, both squads. Here are the Devastators. Set up team with a heavy bolter by default, which will suppress infantry within the firing arc and do a lot of damage if they get close to it. If you can focus down the warriors, maybe he'll get the advanced targeting as well. What's this? Hormagaunts going after scouts. Shotgun blast has been used. Hormagaunts down to 5 models will still easily out melee a scout squad. There's another flesh hook for the Lictor Alpha, and it's almost leveled from 3 flesh hooks. Warrior Brood coming in. Kraken bolts is up for the tactical marines, but now he's spotted that heavy bolter and retreats out. 359424. You saw that synapse explosion there. A Warrior Brood model going down. These are synapse creatures, which means when they die you get that synapse backlash. Non-synapse creatures are knocked over, or knocked back rather, and take, I think it's 10% of their maximum health in damage. Used to be 18, but it was toned down a whole bunch of patches ago. Lictor Alpha, can he finish off the scouts with a flesh hook? I suppose it's on cooldown, so he cannot. He's level 2 now though. Killed a whole bunch of scouts. Tactical marines back up to full strength. They will decap that VP. That 50% faster capping trait. Lictor Alpha hanging around. Scout sergeants, of course, can spot him. He has only 1 sergeant though. Hormagaunts trying to hit power. Got both of the gens quite low, half or thereabouts of their hit points left. Got forced off by the scouts. Warrior Brood, I should say, is capping that wreck point, and they take it. Tier 2 for both players. Zoanthrope already on the way for Tex. Good choice versus what Rataxas has. We're able to take shots beyond the range of the Devastators in their faces, and of course put pressure on the tactical marines as well. Pretty much as you'd expect from him. What is Rataxas going to go for? Sure, he'd love a dreadnought, a melee dreadnought to deal with this massive melee blob. Triple warriors, double Hormagaunts. He might go full on here and get endless swarm for both Hormagaunts, adrenal glands for all 3 warrior broods. That would be nuts, especially if he gets pheromone, which I'm surprised he hasn't got already. Suppose he needed to go tier 2 and get that Zoanthrope out quicker. Where is it? It's coming mid. Here it is. Has the shield up. A artillery piece. No setup team. No setup time, I should say. No friendly fire. Very powerful unit. Also gives the Hell 3 Gen Synapse. What is this? That's spawn mines in retreat path of stuff. Boom. Basically floating grenades, suppression and damage when they detonate, but they will damage allies also. There you see them damaging their allied warrior brood. He's trying to now rush down these Devastators. A grenade, nicely done. Didn't quite hit the warriors, but a nice idea, and then retreats back to Devastators. He's got adrenal glands on 2 warrior broods, and here it is. Will grant melee synapse to those double Hormagaunts if they're in range. 60% more health and plus 10 melee skill. What is Rataxas going to do about that Zoanthrope? A late game Assault Marine squad could be very risky with all that melee around. He has Plasma Gun on his Techmarine, a good choice to shoot down the warriors. I thought he might go for a melee Techmarine with the Axe, Bionics and Refractor Field, but I guess not. Look at the map now for Tex. He's completely capped it up. He's going to get a triple 287396. Can Rataxas come back out of base and do some damage? Takes down a Warrior Brood model. That Plasma Gun is unbelievable DPS, overcharge as well, makes it even more dangerous. And if he combines that with Signum, the Warrior Broods are going to be in serious trouble. There's a Shotgun Blast. Great thing about the Shotgun Blast is that it can affect multiple squads with the knockback and the suppression. You can basically control an entire melee blob if they're all bunched up. Lictor Alpha, the special attack, chasing down the Techmarine. I guess that's going to be his main job now, to tie up that Techmarine. Doesn't want him using that plasma gun. There's the deadly leap. Deadly jump even. Actually does damage when he lands as well, and that knockback. Really nice piece of war gear. Quite expensive, I believe, as well. Dreadnought on the way for Rataxas. He's lost a scout squad, but still has two, both with shotguns, and one with a sergeant. Gives them that fragmentation grenade. Bomber Gaunts back at base, but they're not reinforcing. Neither of these guys. He must have something in mind. A quick tier 3. Here is the Dreadnought. Starts off as a full melee walker with 2 close combat weapons, and that wrist mounted flamer also inspires nearby allied troops when it makes a melee kill. And that inspiration buff is pretty hefty as well. Extra damage and some suppression resistance, I believe it is. Might even do something else. I always forget exactly what the numbers are. Techmarine halfway to level 1 is capping. Lictor Alpha halfway to level 3. Scout's now going to try and take this contested. Can he get a triple here, Rataxas? Not for long. If he does, Hormagaunts are going to decap here. Zone Throat. Does he have triple adrenal glands? He does. Not reinforcing his Hormagaunts though. I thought he was going to go the whole hog with Endless Swarm and stuff. These guys running right into that Devastator. Probably going to deadly jump right onto the Devastator here. Shotgun blast used on the Lictor Alpha itself. Has pretty good range on that deadly jump, and there it is. Now in amongst the Devastators, but here is an Assault Cannon Dreadnought, and look at the damage that burst did to the Lictor Alpha. Now being tied up by Warrior Brood models. Just about gets away, 9 hit points. Double Zone Throat. Focused Warp Blast. This Dreadnought is now snared. The Warp Blasts do not stack though, I believe. Warrior Brood now going in on it with their heavy melee weapons. They don't do a huge amount of DPS, but it does add up alongside those focus Warp Blasts. Look at the damage to this Dreadnought. Loses its splash damage, of course, with that ranged weapon. And I'm actually quite surprised he didn't keep it in melee. Against those triple Warrior Broods, the Emperor's Fist would have been awesome. Shotgun blast saving a Dreadnought, perhaps forces off one of the warriors. This scout squad playing it very, very close. Just about gets away. 6 hit points. Warrior Brood lose another model. Surely the Dreadnought's done for. 2 focus Warp Blasts again. Another inspiration. Down goes the Dreadnought. The warriors just about get away. A very, very close engagement there. 169, 328. Rataxas really up against it. Instantly replacing his Dreadnought. Is that the best choice? I mean, even if he does keep it melee, which will help greatly versus the warriors, they really don't want to fight it at that stage. I think backed up by the plasma gun Techmarine, they're still going to get snared over and over again by these double Zone Throats. And as you saw there, the focus Warp Blast does a chunk of damage as well as that long range snare. Deadly jump by the Lictor Alpha, scaring off the tactical marines as it would. Doesn't have a weapon upgrade, this guy. Lictor Alpha has such awesome weapons. Maybe the Corrosive Claws, if he sees another Dreadnought, to debuff it. Spore Mines dropped in. Has Rataxas noticed this? 111, 328. Here are the Spore Mines, and they are enough to scare off the scouts. In fact, he damages his own warriors with them and retreats them out. That's already capped up, so no need to keep them there. Flesh Hook on the Devastator. Can he take down this Lictor Alpha? It does take down the Devastator model, does the Lictor Alpha though. Normal is level 3. Dreadnought staying in melee so far. Double focus Warp Blast. There it is. Knocked back the Techmarine as well. I think he used one on the Dreadnought and one on the Techmarine. Awesome. 90, 328. Really good ability, focus Warp Blast. He's really missing Assault Marines right now to put quick pressure on these Zone Throats. Such an unconventional build by Tex. How do you deal with triple warriors? And then into double zone thropes, which should easily counter your Devastator, and a jumping Lictor Alpha as well. It's a really awkward build to deal with for a Techmarine. He's getting a turret up here. This can make a huge difference. 75-328. Rataxas on the back foot. Seriously, look at the map here for Tex. This power's been bashed a few times as well by the looks of it. And Tex is in tier 3 and has tons of resources. This could be over soon if he gets some Carnifex out. Because he might be forced into a las cannon, which means he loses this heavy bolter. Carnifex on the way for Tex. Venom Brood maybe. I don't think he's seen this Dreadnought yet, has he? I think he might have. When the Lictor Alpha was killing that Devastator, I think he saw it. 75-308. Tex has to come over here. He needs more than one VP. Is he going to wait for the Carnifex, or is he going to come in? He's just going to bash power, I think. Double Hormagaunts here. He hasn't reinforced these guys for ages. Now they're within the melee synapse range. That's about managing your economy right there. Knows he didn't need to reinforce the Hormagaunt, so he gets into tier 3, gets the Carnifex. There's that Devastator. That was the Flesh Hook again, killing the Sergeant of the Tactical Marines. A huge blow. They're not cheap, these guys. 2-1 for Rataxas though. Scout's going to decap this fully matured rec point, which is up to plus 30 rec per minute, which is the maximum in 1v1s. Carnifex is up, here it is. And it's gone for the Venom Cannon. Primarily anti-vehicle range weapon, but it does have splash damage, and you can hurt infantry with it, especially if they blob up. But you usually get it to take on vehicles directly. Can't fire on the move, but does a hefty amount of damage and has a 2-shot firing pattern. Delivers these big bursts of damage. Now he's seen the turret Tex. What's he going to do about this thing? So not going to do a lot to the Carnifex, obviously. It's got the heavy bolters on it. He can upgrade that to a missile turret, and those things are devastating to vehicles. Wow, look at the damage from that Venom Cannon. Now he's trying to tie it up with the Techmarine, but it is a Carnifex. Doesn't need to be a Thornback to really hurt you in close combat. Does it even retain splash damage with the Venom Cannon? I think it might. 75-241. Really powerful vehicle, or anti-vehicle I should say, the Carnifex. Zone thropes, taking shots at the scouts, forcing them off so they can't repair that Dreadnought. These guys still are though. Dreadnought doing a lot of damage to the Carnifex. But here come all of those Warrior Broods. 75-206. Emperor's Fist, was it used? I don't think it went off properly. The Warriors weren't stunned anyway. Carnifex took a lot of damage but does survive. Second Dreadnought goes down. Rataxas in a lot of trouble but has the triple cap. And he's capped the map up quite well here. He's done well. Split his forces and start capping stuff. There's the missile launcher, and there is marked target from Signum. Boom. How much more damage is it? Is it 50% or 40%? I'm not sure. Also passively buffs his weapons. Signum is a scary piece of wargear. 75-151. Lictor Alpha is infiltrated. He's going to try and sneak up on this turret, but it spots him. And wow, almost killed him in a single volley there. He's unable to get these VPs, Tex. It's a double. It's going to be a 2-1. Surely he's just going to march his Carnifex over there and shoot the turret down. Not sure why he isn't, to be honest. Here he goes. The zone thropes will easily outrange it as well. The third Dreadnought on the way for Rataxas. What this time is he going to go for multi-motor maybe? 75-115. I thought he might try and get into tier 3, drop a Venerable in amongst these warriors maybe. Still would have been having the same problems as all the other Dreadnoughts had though. The double zone thropes and the anti-vehicle damage round, especially with this Venom Cannon now. 75-105, a 2-to-1 cap. Tex dominating the engagements, more or less, but he's got this problem in the form of this turret, and now it's a missile turret. Look at the range it has. It does a lot of damage. Oh, boom. Can he get one more shot? It does. And it goes down the Carnifex. Huge miscalculation from Tex. He needed to move it further. Wow, indeed. Awesome play from Rataxas, changing to the missile turret just in time. I think it's only 75 rec to upgrade now. Same deal with the twin-link las cannon turret from the Plague Champion, which is also pretty nuts versus vehicles. 75-84. Missile turret now not doing a whole lot though, since Tex doesn't have any other monstrous creatures on the field. Now he wishes he can turn it back to a tarantula turret. So 1-1, very very close on VPs. We might see these tactical marines switch back to a plasma gun, or I suppose he'll keep it for a missile launcher. In case Tex gets another monstrous creature. Here comes a Techmarine. Shotgun blast. He really has kept his scout play on point, I think, Rataxas, as the game has worn on. Dreadnought going after Lictor Alpha, who jumps in amongst the scouts. Devastators are there though, suppressing those warriors. Dreadnought takes down a Lictor Alpha in retreat, and there you see that big melee inspiration buff, and he's going after retreating warriors. Can he get a model? He can't. See that big splash damage there, 40 per hit. Techmarine taking damage from the zone throats. Ouch! Double focus warp blast, knocking him over, almost taking him out. We have a tier 3 Lictor now for Tex. This guy is nasty. He has a big chunk of heavy melee damage. Starts with that leap as you saw there, and infiltration, which doesn't drain energy, and he has a flesh hook. He is a pretty awesome sub-commander. What's he trying to do here though? Can't really solo a dreadnought. Good for leaping in to tanks and stuff, getting rear armor hits, going off the bane blades and things, and generally being a nuisance, but he doesn't want to take a one-on-one fight versus a walker. 75-69. Oh dear. WTF am I doing, says Tex. Another dreadnought on the way for Rataxas. That Carnifex loss was major. That was the turning point, big time. He should have gone over there way earlier. He's obsessed with hitting this power. And here comes, what is this, the 4th dreadnought, I think. Has this one leveled? Hasn't. Not anywhere near, actually. Tactical Marine is now forcing melee combat on the zone throat. 75-50. What's going on here? Hormagaunts and Warrior Brood in trouble. Mark target on them. Hormagaunt is tying up the Techmarine. No, he can't fire that plasma gun. A beautiful grenade takes down 2 Warrior Brood models. 75-42. There you saw there, it didn't kill the Hormagaunts, since it does a percentage of damage. 75-35. Carnifex on the field. No upgrades yet, but still doing a big chunk of damage per hit. That missile turret though is there. 75-29. A beautiful grenade by Rataxas, and retreats. Lictor trying to decap. Lictor Alpha has the corrosive claws and is debuffing that dreadnought with it, making it take more damage. 20% as you see there, and down goes the dreadnought. Deadly jump and the lone hunter up. 75-17, 2-1 cap for Rataxas. The Carnifex trying to get away from that turret, and it does. Now the Lictor can take it down. But we have another dreadnought, still in its melee state, also taking on warriors. They've already capped this VP though, and the dreadnought being a vehicle cannot cap. 1-1. Gonna kill these warriors if Tex doesn't pay attention here. Maybe he's just trying to hold it up or something, I'm not sure, but he lost 2 models. 70-15. Devastators have been sitting on this VP for ages, and it's paying off now. Spore mines coming in. There's the deadly jump from the Lictor Alpha. He's level 4 now. These corrosive claws are a power melee weapon, by the way. Not sure how much DPS they do, but a fair lick of it. Grenade on the Lictor Alpha. He's really been good with his grenades, Rataxas. 76. 2-1 cap for him. What's this? Double zone throats over on this side. Level 2 and level 2. 1-1. Can Rataxas pull this off? Spore mines taken down. Scouts are going to cap there. Where is Tax? Here they come, level 2 Sergeant Missile Launcher. He's going to get a 2-to-1, he's going to take this. Tex loses it. He loses it. Wow, Rataxas didn't give up, did he? All these dreadnoughts. Tex maybe should have kept those Hormagaunts around, should have reinforced them or give them Ender Swarm and stuff. He just lost his Carnifexes, or his Carnifex, at exactly the wrong time there, against that missile turret which came into play. When was the last time you saw a missile turret win the game? Well, you saw it now. Rataxas takes it with 70 VPs remaining. Tex, a strange one from him. Obviously experimenting with the build, which is great to see, and he put on a very good fight with this very unconventional build. Double Hormagaunts, triple Warriors with Adrenal Glands, double Zone Throats. Very, very odd. But Rataxas takes it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.